And what you should say, well, come to us as prepared as possible. The more we know about your project, the more we can help you. We should really become part of your team. And that is the point where our collaboration and our contribution is the highest possible. So if you have preliminary data, come with those. Many, many times we meet with the investigator. Many times we're going to talk about sample size. And again, I need to know what you're doing. I need to know what parameters to use to calculate your sample size. If you don't know that, if you don't have the data to show me, there is nothing that I can do for you. The sample size calculation is a process that goes back and forth. It's a process that involves both the statistician who knows the formulas, who knows the design, who knows what to consider, as well as you guys, because you have to know what you expect from this experiment. You have to know what is the effect size. You have to know what is the variability. You have to know what are the percent of responders and non-responders. We don't know that. So you have to come to us that you already have these things in your hands. If you have pilot data, come with the pilot data. Come with whatever piece of information you have that will help us to help you as much as possible. Other things that are very important are the terms of our collaboration. And many times, unfortunately, there are misunderstandings. So we have to know what are the terms of that collaboration, when you need your analysis, when is your submission, when, right, you say, I have an abstract that is due, say, right, September 1st. And then we learn that, but August 15, really I have to give it to my, to my mentor. But, you know, August 1st, I have to, but September, July 15. And so this deadline starts shortening and shortening and shortening, and we find ourselves to do things in a rush, to misunderstand each other. So everything has to be kind of laid out at the very beginning, keeping in mind that you don't give us the data, we give you the analysis. It's more, we discuss the data together, and then there is a lot that goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between us and you and the group. In terms of, you know, we might run a model, but the model has to make sense to you, not to us, right? So if a risk factor is contributing to some particular outcome, it has to make sense to you, right? Whether it is increasing the risk or decreasing the risk, it has to make sense to you. And so there is a lot of back and forth at the time that we do the analysis and at the time that we help you. Give us everything that we need. Give us the background, give us the hypothesis, give us the previous studies, give us what do you expect in terms of treatment effect. Everything that you can give us, the more we learn, the more we know, the better we can help you with your project. Unfortunately, not always things go well, and most of the time they don't go well because if we don't understand what you're doing, we cannot help you. A lot of times a sample size calculation goes wrong because we understand one thing and you mean another one. So we might undersize your study, and that has consequences. We might underpower your study, and that has consequences. So we really have to understand very well what you're doing in order for us to do the best possible job. Sometimes if we don't understand what your problem is, we might not guide you very well in terms of the design of that study, of that trial. So we need to know exactly what you're doing. Again, the more you tell us, the more comfortable we'll become in giving you advice. So in terms of this, so this is very important for us, and that is when we become your collaborators, we are doing a job. The same way that you see your patients, the same way that you do your job here in the medical center. So many times we finish an analysis, and then the answer is, oh, you know what? In exchange, I'm going to put your name on the paper. And that is great, but that is not going to pay my salary at the end of the month. So if I had to work for my name on the papers, I probably wouldn't be able to survive for more than probably a month or so, right? And the same thing is for the master level statistician. It's true, they're young and they need to be recognized, but at the same time, we cannot afford them to work for free. We pay their salaries. And so we need to be very clear about that. So the expectations are really very important. So how do you reach us? This is the link to fill out a consultation form. So once you fill out the form, you will be contacted, usually within 24 hours to 2 days, depending. I mean, if you send it on Friday night, probably you have to wait for Monday morning. But usually very quickly, you hear from us, and we schedule an appointment that might take up to 2 weeks if you have very high volume. So again, with the deadlines, if you have a statistical analysis for an abstract, try to come to us at least 4 weeks before the abstract is due. Otherwise, we might not be able to do that at the last minute. And if you have a grant application, try to come to us at least 8 weeks before the application is due. And that will allow us to really contribute to your grant application. Anything else? So there are announcements. So the last seminar, I think it was in April, May, something like that. So we give a seminar every 3 to 4 months.
I meant like during the weekend or during the week?
It's during the week. Usually is on Friday around lunchtime. We found out that is the best time that everybody can just come and do the seminar. Yeah, no.
Can you just say the location of the Stat Chat again? Oh.
Stat Chat is Mondays, every Monday, excluding Christmas and another holiday probably, is really every Monday from 2 to 3 in ICANN L282. Is the second floor of the ICANN building and is the conference room 82 in the ICANN building. Yes?
What's that hourly charge chargeback mechanism? How does this work? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Sure. So usually we are extremely flexible with that. So if the consultation is an hour, we usually don't even bother to charge you. If the consultation goes beyond an hour and we have to do data analysis, we have to have a project that we need to analyze for you, we charge $125 an hour. So usually is a transaction between departments, so it goes through our administrative person who contact your administrator, and there is I think I don't know what it's called. It goes between a transfer, I think it's called. Yes?
I'm new to the center. Are there sort of licenses available for the statistical software?
So the statistical software that we use is SAS and R. R is a free software. So it's open source. You can download it from everywhere, anywhere you want. If you are interested, you can just put it on your computer. The platform works for Macs as well as Windows. SAS is available. We don't install SAS. SAS is installed by academic computing. So you have to go to the library. I think it's $100, $125, the license for 1 year. and they install it for you. So, SAS is only for Windows-based for PCs. It's not. It doesn't work really well for the Macs. I know that somebody uses SPSS. We don't use SPSS. We just use these two. We offer in the fall a R course as part of our Master in Biostatistics. And we had, last year was the first time that we offered it. We had a lot of people registering as a non-matriculated students just to learn R. If you want to learn R or SAS, you can join either the short course that we run in the fall or the short course that we run in the summer. The morning is theory and the afternoon is hands-on on SAS and R.
How do we find out about those courses? Do we just need to look online?
You know what, is one of those broadcasts that comes about, and we know that, it's probably not the best way to do it. I know. I do myself. I sometimes delete the ones that I shouldn't delete, but, they come through so often, and most of them are about, EPIC going up, EPIC going down, so, for me is irrelevant, so I hit delete, but probably the same is for you. So sometimes we put it on the screens around. We send it to special groups. So you email us, though. If you email us, we can we'll let you know for sure. Any other questions? Yes.
The STAT, what is considered a consultation or a collaboration? If I come and I ask for a sample size calculation for becoming my grant.
So if you're working on a grant, we expect to be your collaborators. If it's a grant, we don't expect you to come to us and say, I want the sample size calculation, and then you disappear. Because it's not an exercise that we like to do. If you come to us, we want to understand what you're doing, and we want to be on board with your grant. Anything else? So if you go, you should find the same link if you go to the Conduit's web page into resources and ask for a consultation. When you find the link, you should ask for what is called the BERD consultation, B-E-R-D. It stands for Biostatistic Epidemiology Research Design. And then you fill out the form, and the form comes to us. Okay? Thank you so much.